Hey guys, this is Rick and welcome to the Flatcore server. Well, as you can see, I've started on the mob farm. I did build this in creative and tested it out, and this little design actually works pretty good. So I've basically got an outline here for you to look at, and this is basically what it's going to be. It's going to be a lot taller though, but as you can see, the pads. This one's 24 away, so that's pad number 1. And in the creative world, I had 5 pads, which seemed to work pretty well, so I might do 5 pads as well here. We'll see if I can, maybe I could see how the results are, and if I need more pads, I could always add them. You can only go up so high though before the mobs stop responding to, stop moving around. So there is a limit. But as you can see, it's basically a tower, like I said. I've got the water here which flows down into this trench here. Now this is 8 long, so they'll come down here onto that spot right there, and I've got 2 hoppers there and a chest, so all of the drops will collect right there where that cobblestone collected. And then this is where the lava will be, and the lava will flow down here over that sign. And here I can show you real quick. I think I've got it set up right. Let's hope so here. So the lava goes there, and it should extend out. Let's get up here so we can see. Yeah, there we go. It extends out over this sign, which is over the hopper. So the mobs will drop in there, and then come down here, and they'll be pushed right into this lava blade and die. Now, there are 2 problems with this design. Witches and baby zombies. Witches can give themselves fire resist potions, so sometimes the lava won't burn them up. They'll just sit there, keep giving themselves fire resist potions, and just stand in the lava, and it doesn't do anything to them. So in those cases, I'm just going to have to manually kill them. Baby zombies are also a problem because they're 1 high, and they can sometimes slip up underneath there and come across. So I'm probably going to need to put some sort of, maybe a trapdoor here or something just to prevent that from happening, because I don't want them running out of here and sneaking up on me. But let's go up top here, and I'll give you a look at the pad design. It's in an H shape. I said I was going to do the 3x3, but I tested the 3x3, and they kind of sat there on the pad for a while. So I monkeyed around with it, played around with it some more, and I came up with this. And what they'll do is they'll spawn on these sides here, and of course this is so spiders don't spawn. They'll spawn over here, and then they'll stand there for a while, but then they'll decide to pathfind from this block to this block, and when they do, they'll fall through. And they'll sometimes go down here and then go across that way. So by knocking out those 2 blocks there, it reduces the spawning by 2 blocks, but it gives them a way to pathfind. They'll pathfind from here to here because they think the trapdoor's a block, and they fall down. And I noticed that when I did that, when I used this H design, the drops were increased significantly. So it was definitely worth doing. So, and I think, I think I've got that in the wrong position though. That should be two out instead of 1. I wanted a 2 wide border all the way around it. Yeah, see, I've got that. It needs to be out just a little bit more. It needs to be 2 rather than... Well, here, let's do it this way. Everything will drop down in the water and get collected, so it's no big deal. Okay, so it needs to go 1, 2. We got 1, 2, so it starts here, like so. Let's knock that out there just so we know. So 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then we put a... Well, I don't have a slab. I'll have to go get a slab. but we knock that out and knock that out. And then we do trapdoors. And I went ahead and put the water in there because if I fall, as you noticed, I won't die. Very important on this server. If you die, you lose everything. All your inventory. You don't drop your inventory, you lose it. So death is expensive. It is a bit expensive, so definitely don't want to do it if you can avoid it. Okay, that got on the wrong one, didn't it? Okay, let's go here. You can't close though when you're shifting, which is weird. Okay. Wait a minute, I still did that wrong, right? I still did it wrong. Oh, I can't believe this. Yeah, that's only one space. Oh, man. Okay, well, I'll fix it. Yeah, I'm still doing it wrong. I don't know why. I'm having such a hard time counting 1 and 2 here. Oh, I don't know what the deal is. Okay. Got to go out that way and then this way. Oh, okay. That's what I'm doing wrong. There we go. There we go. Okay, 1, 2. And we've got 1. Okay, so if I start it here, right? 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's check that. Okay, yeah, that looks better. That looks better. So 1, 2. Yeah, I think that's right. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay. Finally. Oh, man. Do you ever see that show? Here in the U.S., they had a show called Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? No. No, I am not. I admit it. Yeah, you can't close those when you're shifting, which is kind of weird. But I mean, see here, I'm gonna see. Can't do it. I don't know why that is. Seems like you should be able to, but I guess there's a reason for it. I don't know. Let's do this side real quick. And then I need the slab in the middle. Okay, there we go. So that's how that's going to work. Whee, splash. So they'll spawn up there, fall down, they'll drop down this way, fall down into that trench. Of course, this will have a roof on it and everything, and walls all the way around. And then they'll come down here and fall in right there. So, yeah, so that's a basic design. I don't know that I have enough resources here. I've got a bunch, but I'm probably going to have to AFK over here at my cobble generator and cook up some more cobblestone and to make brick and so on and so forth. So yeah, so it probably might be a process here, but it's a real simple design and it's simple to build, so it's just a matter of getting the resources. It took quite a bit of resources in the when I did the creative one. You know, go up. The pads are going to be 2 apart, so they will go up for quite a ways away, quite a ways up yet. If I do 5 pads, which I think I'm gonna do 5 to start with, because I think that's going to be a good number, and it will. And I can see what the rates are going to be here on the server. I don't know how they've got the spawning enabled on the server as far as you know, bad guys and stuff. You get a nice view up here, don't you? So, but yeah, so this will be, we'll go up 2 and then another pad, go up to another pad, and I'll put 5 in there, and then we'll try it. You know, we'll see how it works, and if it works decently, then I'll probably just leave it at that. But as you can see, it has a real small footprint, which is what I was going after, and it's basically just going to be a tower And as you can see, I'm following the same motif that we've been following on the other buildings here too. So yeah, I think it's going to work out pretty well. Real simple design. It worked really well on the creative. Real easy to build, so nothing super complicated either. And resource friendly for the flat world, because this is basically just all the resources we have. And I've got 2 hoppers here because I notice sometimes when they die, some of the drops will fall over here. So I just went ahead and put in the 2 hoppers. That way we catch everything. And yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of junk because we're going to get the zombie flesh and the gunpowder from the creepers, which is really not much we can do about that. So really it's the witches and the skeletons that I'm mostly interested in. The witches are a rare spawn, so you're not going to get a whole lot of those. At least I didn't when I tried it in the creative world. So, but there you are, guys. That's sort of an outline, kind of give you an idea of how it's going to work. I will continue to work on it, and I will get back to you when I get it all done. As I said, I'm probably going to have to do some resource gathering before this is done. So yeah, it might take a while, but there you have it. Little mob farm started. So I will cut it here, and I'll get back to you here in a little bit. Hey guys, welcome back. Well, I've got good news and I've got bad news. The good news is that I finished the mob farm, and I actually thought it turned out pretty nice. There she be. I like the look of it. It looks real nice and sleek and clean design. So yeah, it turned out real nice, I think, as far as aesthetically. However, the bad news is it doesn't work with the flip. I mean, this is all I've gotten out of the thing, and I've been AFKing and whatnot. The spawning mechanics are different on this world than they are on a normal flat world. If you do help, oops. Let's see, help spawning. Yeah, must have misspelled it here. Help. Oops. There we go. Help spawning. As you can see, monsters spawn horizontally between 25 and 72 blocks away. Vertically, they spawn in a layer that is 32 above and below you. So you're in the center of a 32, vertically 32, 64 blocks is 32 up and down. There's a maximum cap for monsters in each world based on the number of loaded chunks in that world, somewhat related to the number of players online, with the exception of community towns. So anyways, long story short is, probably because Geek Hideout's over here and he's got a big mob farm and there's some other stuff going on here, that this thing just plain simply just doesn't work very well. So yeah, so I've decided I'm going to repurpose this building. I love the building. I think it turned out really nice, and I'm going to repurpose it. I'm not going to tear this down. Well, I'm going to tear this part of it down because it's just it's pointless to keep it. There's no reason to keep it. What I'm getting out of it isn't worth the effort expended on it. So I'm going to tear down this section of it, which is just the little house and whatnot. I'm going to keep the main building of it though, because I'm going to make a farming tower out of this. I'm going to move the farms from there over to here. I could get probably quite a few layers out of it. I'll have to check the inside of it here and see. Do I have an axe? I do have an axe. So let's get rid of all this stuff here. And let's get rid of this. There we go. Now, all of this can go as well. We're not going to need it for anything. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed, but you know, I knew the spawning mechanics were different. So, but I just didn't realize that, you know, they were quite so different. I should have investigated it first, you know, before I expended the effort on doing this. Oh, it's not wasted effort, though. Like I said, I'm going to make this into a farming tower, and I think it's going to work out real well for that. And then what I'm going to do over... Uh-oh. Yeah, see, you get, every once in a while, you'll get someone coming down. But we'll go up here and yes, that's happened. That happened to me a couple times when I was building it. But you know, for some reason, it's just I'm not getting any sort of consistent spawning out of it, and I just think it's just because of the fact that there's just limits on what the server does and how it spawns. Yeah, I'm not really sure how. You know, like Danny's seems to be working pretty well, but he's also in an area that's, you know, that he's really by himself. So I think that probably helps out a lot. And there's quite a bit of stuff going on here. Now see, this is probably the most spawning I've actually had on this thing. Which is kind of weird. So let's go upstairs here. Tear down these tear down the spawning pads. There's a bunch of spawning pads in here. So it wasn't like I didn't have the spawning space on it, but you know, 3 rotten flesh and 3 rotten flesh, 1 arrow, and 3 gunpowder. You know, it's just, I don't know, it's just not worth it, really. Because I actually have another idea, an idea that I think is going to be, oh, left a hole there. Idea I think is going to be a lot of fun. So it's going to be sort of a different approach, if you will, to a mob farm. Going to be sort of an interactive mob farm. Oh dang. So, dang it. Yeah, now see, that's the most spawning I've had on this thing since I started, which is funny. You know, you get on camera and then all of a sudden you have all these mobs spawning. It's pretty hilarious. Now that guy, I need to pillar back up here and take care of him. So, as I said, it's certainly not wasted effort here, because I need to see what the actual dimensions are here on this thing. But I think this is would make a real nice farm tower. I was really hoping to, you know, be halfway efficient so I could get the for witches, so that I could, you know, get like glowstone and that kind of stuff from the witches. But yeah, I mean, it works. Obviously, it works. You know, we've seen 2 zombies and a creeper, but you know, those guys are pretty useless for me. So, and you know, witches are a rare spawn anyway. So, let's go down here. Yep, there's another one. Yeah, the idea that I have, I'm not going to say much about it really at this point for the mob farm, but it's going to be kind of fun. It's something I should have done just from the get-go. It's something I've done before, and it's yeah, it'll be more interactive than this one. I was hoping this one would work, you know, like it did on the my little on the test flat world that I had, because on the test flat world it wasn't super efficient, but oh dang it, wasn't super efficient, but it did work. Let's see. It did work a lot better than that. I mean, you know, getting just a handful of items over a you know, a long period, and I've been testing this for quite a while here. There's been a lapse, quite a bit of time in between the last part of this episode and this episode, so it wasn't like, you know, I haven't tried messing with it and tweaking it and, you know, that sort of thing. I have been doing all that. It's just it just doesn't seem to be working out all that well, and there may be a number of factors involved with it, but like I said, it's not I've got that dirt. I'm trying to think here what I need. I'm going to save those hoppers because I can use those for other things. Might use those for the other mob thing that I'm going to be doing. And I'll just stick that in there for right now. It's pretty useless. Don't really need it for anything. It'd be nice if you can convert it into leather or something, you know. Get a use for it. Alright, let's go back in there and finish up our little demolition job here. And actually we can get rid of this water here, like so. Alright. We'll leave the signs in there for right now. Okay, this is it there? Yeah. I actually didn't. I wanted to build it, you know, somewhat compact. You know, if it was bigger, probably, if it was set up the way my original design had been set up, I think it probably would have worked a lot better. Would have been a lot more efficient. But it was also terribly ugly, and I did not want that, so I tried to keep it as compact as possible. And I think if the spawning mechanics were different, it probably would work better. And, you know, or just maybe you know, my design is just, you know, garbage. I mean, that's possible too. You know, I don't have any sort of mechanism to push them off, but I just don't think they were spawning that much, which was the problem, really. So, be that as it may, you live and you learn. So, and like I said, it's definitely not going to be wasted because we are going to be using this tower because I like the look of it, and I've got some ideas on how to jazz it up just a little bit. Now let's get rid of this water here. So, okay, let's clean this little area up here as well. Actually, oh wait a minute, I'm gonna probably need those bricks there, aren't I? Yeah, fill that hole in there. Darn it, I put them up. I'll have to come back and patch that hole. Let's get rid of these signs. And let's see, where's our dirt? Here we go. I should have brought more dirt, I think. There we go. Now let's get rid of this layer of cobble. I was just using this layer of cobble just to bump up the height of the water so that I could have a too high channel so they wouldn't be hopping out. Oh, you know what I need to, oh, there, I can just use this because I need to get rid of this anyways, don't I? And that was just to keep them from, once they got up underneath there, to keep them from getting out of the water, because they do swim up in that water and can be problematic when you're trying to get them down into a hole. Now let's see, that needs to be just regular brick there, and then this is where this is regular brick too. There we go. Is that right? I'll have to look at it from outside, I can't tell. I wanted to see what the dimensions of this are, because the actual size of the farms will probably be smaller. But I can put a lot more layers in this because it's a lot higher. It goes all the way up to, I think, 42, 44, 40. It's 40, I think it's 43.5. So with the slabs on top of it. So okay, so what do we got here? What's the center here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Right. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that'll make it 3 by 4, which actually works out pretty good for a farm. But we need to have a way to get up and down. So might have to think about this, but yeah. Put the access for it up on the outside, I guess. Let's just leave that little section open for right now. And yeah. Actually, well, no, we got this. Let's go up there and fix that first. Fix that hole up there, because I think I'm gonna leave the roof on just for the heck of it, and just light it up on the inside with torches or pumpkins or something like that. Okay, there, and there. And I may change my mind on this one. I may. And I'll probably take that down as well, since there's no reason for it. I just did it so I could get access up to the top of it. But yeah, I think we're going to end up repurposing this as a farm. So I think it's going to work out good. I mean, it's just about the proper width, because if you have a water block, it'll feed 4 blocks in each direction. So I don't know why it does that every once in a while. The mouse just gets crazy where it just starts going on its own. So I think what I could do, wrong one. There we go. I got rid of that door. I could put the door there, which is probably, I think I'm gonna put the door here. Where is that? Let's see. Okay, so that's right there. Yeah, that'll work out good. We'll put the door there. And what I may do is just put... I'll have to think about it. I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna do at this point on that. But yeah, so Mob Farm was a bit of a fail, unfortunately. But yeah, it's not a complete loss, that's for sure, because we're going to repurpose it, make it into a farming tower, and I'm going to do some. Since I don't have to worry about light, we're going to kind of work on the sides as I build the farm layers up. Now, see, I can get a ton of layers up in there. So, actually, you know what I may do? This may work out good. If the door's going to be here, I just may steal a row from all the sides. So this would be like 2 and 3, and put, since the door's going to be right here, put stairs, and just go stairs all the way around, all the way up to the top, and then every, third block have a farming layer. So it would actually cut down on the actual space by 1. You're losing all this space along the side over here. However, I mean, we can get a ton of layers up here, so that's really where it's gonna be much better, because we'll have, I don't know how many, but gosh, there's going to be a ton of layers, and we can just alternate the wheat and the carrots, potatoes, and then what I'll do on this is I will convert this over to a pumpkin and melon farms. So we'll have like pumpkins, melons, or something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, so may have like pumpkins, and then 2 melons. That's what I may do, because pumpkins are a lot more useful than melons are. In fact, I really don't know what I'm going to use the melons for. They're useful for potions, but you have to have gold, and getting gold is not something I've been able to really see. So I don't know. I may just go with 4 pumpkins and 1 melon. Probably what I'll end up doing over there. But anyways, guys, that's going to wrap up this episode. Bit of a fail, but it's you live and you learn. And what we'll do is we'll make this into a farming tower, so it's not completely wasted effort, that's for sure. And we'll get a bunch of farming layers up here. And I've got some ideas about, dressing up the sides a little bit, make it look a little more interesting. But not that looks bad. I think that looks kind of nice. For a mob tower, that's perfect. It has to be dark, but it's got a nice clean design which I really like. But yeah, we won't need to worry about the light levels anymore, and the more light the better. So yeah, we'll mess around and we'll play around with the design on the side of it. So work out something, go into creative mode and work out something. But anyways, guys, so that'll take care of that. So experiment tried, experiment failed, but you know, at least we tried. So yeah, we'll I'm not going to say much about the other thing I'm going to do, but it should be a lot of fun. And that's kind of, you know, it'll be an interactive experience rather than just a passive one, which would be a lot of fun, and we can get a few episodes out of that as well. So anyways, I appreciate you watching, and I will talk to you again next time. Goodbye.